So I'm speaking to Ruth Goodwin-Groen of Better Than Cash Alliance, and you spoke at today's City Digital Money Symposium, where you talked a bit about the social promise of digital money. And whenever I've heard people speak about, banking the unbanked and moving into developed countries, you always hear a lot of very uplifting stories. You told a story yourself about a widow in Malawi who secured her savings account with fingerprint security technology, which was very popular with the crowd. But you also went into a little bit about some of the challenges around social promise of digital money, where maybe governments aren't very involved or up with the project, or maybe certain companies might overpromise on what they can deliver. Can you go into maybe a bit more detail about some of those challenges?
The overpromise issue is a very real one for us at the Alliance. We have to be careful not to say that everything's going to be wonderful if you shift from cash to electronic. It is a hard process because we're talking about changing where 20% of the low-income population in a developing market is included and 80% are excluded. We're talking about a massive shift in those percentages. And so it's not going to be easy. And so we can't promise it will be easy. We have to say it's going to be hard work. It's going to require governments and private sector and development partners to work together to make that shift. And so we want to be very realistic about that process. The benefits are real, but the process will take time. We're in the development business and it will take time. And also, the benefits to the end user in terms of financial inclusion don't just come from an electronic payment. The products have to be designed appropriately and affordably for the end user. And so it's not just a magic click, it has to be designed for the end users in mind.
So your alliance took part in the World Economic Forum in Davos the other week, and you talk about it. One of the major concerns of the alliance was the benefits of cost reduction in expanding financial inclusion in emerging markets. Why is that idea of sort of cost reduction not often heard in the narrative about social money?
I wish it was. So we're hoping to change that by talking about the benefits of cost reduction, particularly because it's a benefit to the governments, who are the bulk payers, who have a lot of cash payments, billions of dollars every day in cash payments. And so the argument for shifting to electronic payments for the governments is that it will reduce their costs. Brazil, massive economy, massive amounts of social protection payments, and they have reduced by almost 75% the cost of their Bolsa Familiar payments by shifting from cash to electronic. And so for governments, it's a very compelling, but not terribly sexy reason to shift. We like to hear the good stories, but the bottom line is that it makes a big difference. And then, of course, they can use that savings to serve their citizens in other ways better. And then there's also a benefit for the end user, a teacher whose salary gets paid electronically if she's in an outer island of Fiji. Instead of spending 3 days to go into the city to collect her payment in cash, if she can get it on her mobile wallet, she can spend 3 more days teaching her students. And if you multiply that every month by every teacher, talk about the benefit to the students, but also to the economy. So there are real benefits for the end user as well, and we need to get better at documenting that so that we can share it. And that's another thing the Alliance is working on.
Thank you very much.